Welcome to the optical fiber communication. In today's lecture, we will see modes in optical fiber in more detail. So in last lecture, we found the equation for the field inside optical fiber. We got the equation for inside core and inside cladding. So the field which is inside core is oscillatory in nature. Depend on the value of V, there will be different set of solutions. Again, inside cladding, the field is monotonically decreasing in nature. Again, for different values of V, we'll get different set of solutions. Now, we'll see the modes in optical fiber. Now, when the Ez component of the field is equal to 0, that is defined as a transverse electric mode or TE mode. If Hz is equal to 0, that is called as a TM mode. If Ez and Hz both are 0, it is called as a transverse electromagnetic or TEM mode. And if Ez and Hz both are non-zero, then that mode is defined as a hybrid mode or HE mode. The modes are designated by index V and M. So we denote the mode by TE suffix VM, TM suffix VM and HE suffix VM. This V indicates the number of maxima around circumference of the fiber core. There will be 2V number of maxima around circumference of the fiber core, and the parameter M indicates number of field maxima along radius of the fiber. Here M also indicates number of zero crossing or number of dark rings around the axis of the fiber, which is equal to M minus 1. So if I put M equal to 3, there will be 2 dark rings. M equal to 1, there is no any dark ring. So this is the significance of V and M. Depend on these two values, we can find the field pattern inside optical fiber. Now if V equal to 0, if you remember the solution for the radial field, which is given by the Bessel's function, when V equal to 0, the function is maximum at the center of the fiber, that is at the axis, and this is because the ray which is passing through the fiber is a meridional ray. We have seen in one of the lecture, meridional ray will always pass through the fiber center, and because of that we will get maximum field at the center. And whenever V is greater than 1, if you remember the solution, they all start with 0 field at center of the fiber, and then will oscillate and decay towards the cladding. So V equal to 0 corresponds to the meridional ray propagation, and V greater than 0 indicates skew ray propagation through the fiber. Now if we consider the solution for the angular component phi, it is given by e raised to j v phi. So this V gives how the field will vary around circumference of the fiber core. When V equal to 0, there is no any maxima or minima around the circumference of the circle. So around the circle, everywhere the field will be same. So if we consider any point at a distance r from the center of the fiber, then around that circle with radius r, everywhere the intensity will be same. Definitely at the center it will be maximum. If you keep on increasing, it will be reduced. But if you consider particular radius, and if we draw the circle around that radius, everywhere the intensity will be same, since V equal to 0. Now V equal to 1 corresponds to 2 maxima around circumference of the circle. That is, first maxima, then 0, then maxima, and then 0. So this is the significance of this V. It gives number of maxima around the circumference of the fiber core. Then V equal to 2, if we consider, there will be 4 field maxima. So the pattern will look like this: maxima 0, maxima 0, maxima 0, maxima 0. So now by considering this, let's look at the intensity pattern so that you will get more clear idea how exactly the patterns look and how we can predict the pattern considering V and M. So if we consider first the meridional ray propagation, V will be equal to 0. So definitely at a particular radius, everywhere the field will be same. Now M indicates the number of dark rings. So if we consider the first case, V equal to 0, M equal to 1. So M equal to 1, M minus 1 will be 0. So there is no any dark ring. And again V equal to 0. So at every circular distance, the field intensity will remain same. So you can observe, since it is a meridional ray, at the center intensity is maximum and towards cladding it will be reduced. Now if we consider the second pattern 0 2, then there will be one dark ring. So that you can observe in the second pattern, at the center intensity is maximum, then it will be reduced, it will reach to 0. So there will be one dark ring, and then again it will be increased, and then again it is reduced towards cladding. So there is one dark ring as shown in the diagram. Then when M equal to 3, there will be two dark rings. Again V equal to 0. So the intensity at every point and particular radius r will remain same. There will be two dark rings. So at the center maximum intensity, it will be reduced to 0. Then again it is maximum, then again 0, then maximum, and then reduced towards cladding. So there will be two 0 spots that indicates two dark rings. Next we will consider skew ray propagation when V equal to 1. Now for V equal to 1, the pattern is shown. There will be two maxima. So there will be 1 0 line, and depend on M you will get number of dark rings. So when Vm is 1 1, because of V you can observe this dark spot, but since M equal to 1, there is no any dark ring around the center. This dark spot is because V equal to 1, because the field will start from 0 at the center of the fiber, as we have seen in the Bessel's function. And again because of V, it gives the maxima around the circumference. There will be two maxima, so there will be 2 0 points. If we consider M equal to 2, there is one dark ring, and the pattern for V will remain same, that is maxima 0, maxima 0. Again V equal to 1, so the pattern will remain same, but since M equal to 3, we will have two dark rings. So this is how you can visualize the patterns. Let's consider a few more values. When V equal to 2, there will be 4 maxima. So the pattern will look like this. This is 0, This is 0 and all other points are maxima points. So maxima 0, maxima 0, maxima 0, maxima 0. And since m equal to 1, there is no any dark ring. Now if I put m equal to 2, you can observe the second pattern. Again, because of v, the pattern will remain same. There will be 4 maxima, but because of m equal to 2, there is one dark ring. And center field will be 0, then it will increase, then 0, and then it will be reduced towards cladding. When v equal to 3, you will observe there are 6 maxima, so there will be 6 zeros also. So because of that, you will observe these 6 dark lines, and m equal to 1, so there is no any dark ring. When m equal to 2, you can observe the second pattern. There is one dark ring, and because of v equal to 3, you will get 6 maxima points. So in this way, if you know the index Vm, you can easily find the intensity pattern inside optical fiber. Now this is regarding the intensity pattern inside optical fiber. If we consider the electric field or the direction of electric field, that we can see in this diagram. If we consider TE01 mode, then V equal to 0, that means the field will be circularly symmetric in nature. If we consider second component, that is 0, 1, so m equal to 1 indicates there is no any dark ring. So the pattern that we observed for 0, 1, center intensity is maximum, and then towards cladding it was reduced. And if we consider any radial distance around that circle, everywhere the intensity remains same. Because of the T01, there is no any maxima, so everywhere the field will be circularly symmetric in nature. If we consider TM01, the electric field will be directed outside, so everywhere it is perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So the field will be again circularly symmetric, everywhere the field is same. If we consider HE11 mode, since V equal to 1, there will be maxima 0, maxima 0. So as you can see, at the center, the height of the field is high, that indicates the maximum intensity points. So on the vertical side, you will get 2 maxima, and on the horizontal axis you will get 2 0 points. So again, since m equal to 1, there is no any dark ring present in this pattern. So the field will be oriented in upward direction. At the center, you will observe is going from maxima to maxima, and as you move towards the boundary, the field will be reduced. If we consider this T21 mode, because of V equal to 2, there will be 4 maxima, so the field will be directed from negative maxima to positive maxima, and in between them you will get the 0 points. So if you observe all these modes, the field is directed in all the directions. So the analysis of these fields is quite complex, and to simplify this, we have another set of modes which are called as linearly polarized modes. Basically, linear polarization means we will have only two directions, either vertical or horizontal. Not like in the previous case where the field is oriented in all the directions, so the analysis is quite complex. Instead, if we consider the linearly polarized modes, there will be only two directions, either vertical polarized modes or horizontally polarized modes. Now, if we consider the practical fibers, the core refractive index, that is N1, is very close to the cladding refractive index, so that we can achieve higher data rates. Now, when N1 is almost equal to N2, we can define the relative refractive index difference is very small as compared to the 1. Now, when this delta is very small, it is observed that, or if we keep on reducing this delta, that is the difference between N1 and N2, it is observed that the two components Ez and Hz will be equal to 0, or they will reach to 0. So when these components are 0, we define the wave as a TEM wave. Now, if we assume the delta is very small, it is called the weakly guiding approximation. Now, when this delta is made very small, more amount of energy will travel through the fiber clad, and because of that, the guiding capacity of the fiber core will be very small, or we can say very less amount of energy will travel through the fiber core and more amount of energy is guided inside cladding, so that we are saying that fiber is weakly guiding fiber. Now, when delta is made very small, this Ez and Hz components will reach to 0, and hence we can say the field are almost linearly polarized, that is, they are having either vertical or horizontal polarization. So we can have 4 different cases for the linear polarized modes, either horizontally polarized, so you can see 2 types of patterns can exist. The direction of E field will be horizontal, but there can be 2 possibilities, and again there can be another polarization which is vertically oriented, or the E field will be in vertical direction. So again we will get 2 combinations. So for linearly polarized modes, at max we can have these 4 combinations, but the field will be either horizontal or vertical in nature. Now the linearly polarized modes are not exact modes. They are derived from the exact modes which are exist in the fiber. So from He11 we will get LP01, then He21, TE01 and TM01. From these 3 modes we can get LP11 mode, and He31, EH11 can give LP21 mode. Likewise, from these exact modes we will get different linearly polarized modes. So we will see some of the lower order modes. He11 gives LP01 mode. Now since LP01, the first suffix is 0, second suffix is 1. So first is 0, that indicates there is no any maxima or minima around the circumference. Everywhere the field intensity remains same. And second component is 1, that means there are no any zero crossings. So He11 you can observe the field is oriented in only one direction, that is in upward direction. So the linearly polarized wave will have same direction. If we rotate the fiber, then we can have the 4 possible combinations, that is horizontal and vertical polarization. Then we can consider the second case, He21 and TE01, we can generate LP11 mode. So if we look at the He21, the field here is moving in the downward direction, and in TE01 the field is moving in upward direction. So these two fields will cancel each other, so we will not get any field. That's why in LP11 the left side is 0. Similar way, if we consider the right side, He21 is moving in upward direction, Te01 the field is going in downward direction. Again these two will cancel each other, and hence in LP11 the right side of the field is shown as dark side. Now if we consider this, the field lines are moving in right direction, Te01 the field also in right direction, so they will have same direction, they will get added, and the polarized mode will have E field in the right direction. If we consider this, they are moving in the left direction, so for LP11 we will get the field which is moving in left direction. So from these complex polarization modes we can get linearly polarized mode which is moving in only one direction. If we consider He21 in this direction, if we rotate or if the fields are oriented like this, then this field is moving in left direction, this field is moving in right direction, so they will cancel each other, and at the top of this LP11 mode there is 0 field. Again this is moving towards right, this is moving towards left, they will cancel each other, so in LP11 the bottom side is shown as 0 field. So this field is moving in upward direction. In Te11 also the field is moving in upward direction, will get added, and we will get one vertically polarized field. Now this is moving in downward direction, this is also going in downward direction, we will get second field which is also vertically oriented, but it is going in downward direction. So we can obtain this set of LP modes. Again if we consider one more combination, He21 and TM01, then again also you can find the pattern for LP11 mode. So in this case the fields are going in downward direction, but in TM01 the field is going in upward direction, they will cancel each other. So again in LP11 the top side is 0 field. Again this field is moving in upward direction, but in TM01 the field is moving in downward direction, so again they will cancel each other. This field is moving towards left, now this field also moving towards left, they will get added and will get one horizontally polarized field. This field is moving towards right, this field also moving towards right, they again will get added, and we will get this pattern. So again remember, in LP modes also the first suffix will give you the field pattern around the circumference of the fiber, and the second suffix gives the number of zero crossings or number of dark rings around the axis of the fiber. So if you consider the LP11 mode, towards right there is maxima, then 0, then maxima and 0. So for this maxima you can get these two circles, and the field direction you can find from the individual modes. So this is all about the linearly polarized modes. Since they are having only two directions, the analysis of these modes is quite easy, and once you know the suffix Vm, you can easily find the field pattern inside optical fiber. Thank you.